Hi, my name's Dan, and I used to go to Cockermouth School. And today I'm going to be giving you some advice and walk you through what my story from when I left school. So I went straight into university. I go to Cambridge University to study veterinary medicine, and I'm currently about to go into my fifth year, so I'm still there, still studying. So Cambridge is split into colleges, and they provide accommodation for your whole time as an undergrad student, so you never need to find a house or anything like that because they provide all the accommodation for you. I was really nervous to leave home at first, but I settled in within a few weeks, to be honest. It was slightly hard leaving home, but there's so much stuff going on, you soon get used to it. So, in terms of studying in Cambridge, there's loads of different places you can study. Obviously, you've got your room and your kitchen, which might have a table, but then there's loads of libraries. Each college has its own library. There's also the main university library, and each subject has its own library. So, there's thousands of libraries you can go to. There's also other study spaces, and also a lot of the cafes in Cambridge are quite well set up to accommodate students who might want a more relaxed atmosphere. In terms of places you can socialise, you've got your kitchen in your corridors, but also each college has a cafe, which is often a highly popular student socialising area. And also each college has a common room with usually a TV and a pool table and a table tennis table and different games and things like that. So that's also somewhere where you can socialise. Personally, I spent most of my first year just in my kitchen with my corridor friends. That was fine for us, but sometimes we used the cafe and things like that. I didn't have a part-time job. I've never had a part-time job while I've been at uni. For me, the academic course, there's too much to do in that to have a part-time job at the same time. Actually, I had to sign something to say that I wouldn't get a part-time job so that I could focus on my studies. It's definitely not the same in other universities. That's just been my experience. In terms of events, you're at Cambridge, each college puts on lots of events, especially in Freshers Week, to help you to make friends. So that includes fancy dress parties, big games, things like that. So there's loads of things going on and loads of opportunities to make friends. You're also assigned a college family, and this is where you're paired with another fresher, another first year student, and you're given two older students, and you form like a family basically. And they're there to do social events with. You might eat a meal with them, and you can go to them if you've got any queries or need any help with anything. And you're also assigned at Cambridge, you also have a tutor who you can go to with any personal problems or needs. And you also have a director of studies who looks after your academic side of things. So my accommodation was really good. In first year, I was on a corridor of 7 students with a big shared kitchen. We each had our own shower, but we had shared toilets, which is quite strange, I think, for accommodation, but it worked really well. The best thing definitely about that was you just become like a family with your corridor friends because you're all in the same boat. You don't know anyone when you start, so you have to get along really. And I loved that in my first year. The downside to halls accommodation is probably just the noise. You can't really do anything about it if there's someone noisy, which is maybe a bit of a downside if you're trying to sleep or concentrate. But I personally didn't find it too bad. And my advice would be to really make an effort to befriend your corridor mates because you're going to be living with them for a year. And also just be patient with them because often when people start uni, they put up a bit of a personality that they're not actually like because they're nervous about starting uni, and often people just take a bit of time to settle in. And actually, a lot of my best friends now are people who at first I didn't think that I would be friends with. So yeah, definitely just be patient with people and just be kind and just try your best to befriend them really. Yeah, so in terms of my friends that I made at uni, mostly they were friends from that I lived with or friends from my course because we did a lot of lectures and practicals together. But I also joined a really vibrant, fun contemporary church, and I have a lot of friends there, and I'm still really close with them now. In terms of things that I struggled with at uni, I definitely found that my first term I did get quite homesick and quite anxious a lot of the time. But that's a completely natural thing to feel. It's not something to put you off going to university for. Definitely one way to battle that is just spend a lot of time with your friends, because they'll make you feel like you're at home. And also, I don't regret going through that at all, because I soon settled into uni and then I didn't struggle with that anymore, and I don't regret. And I'm just glad that I stuck it out really and kept going, because now it's fine, and it's just part and parcel of leaving home really and starting at university. Yes, in terms of what I'm doing now, I'm still a student. I've got 2 years left, and then I will be a qualified vet. I don't live in my college anymore. I live in a shared house with some other friends from my course. So finally, some advice. I would say my biggest advice is don't worry if you don't know exactly what you want to be in 10 years' time, exactly what you want to do. But after school, do what you want to do. Obviously, take advice from trusted family, trusted friends, trusted teachers. Their advice is really, really helpful and important. But do what you want to do, and don't feel guilty if you don't have an idea of what you want to be in the future. Just focus on the next step. And also, don't be afraid to aim high. A lot of people told me that getting into vet school is impossible, and being a vet is really hard, and it's years of study and it's impossible. And I actually got a lot of negative comments from people about it. But I really wanted to do it, and I just aimed for it, and here I am. In 2 years' time, I should hopefully be a qualified vet. So whatever you decide to do, I hope that you have a great time doing it, and that you embrace all the opportunities that come your way.